Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself the remaining time.
Gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, once again, I stand in strong opposition to this closed rule and to the underlying bill. It's time for a grown-up moment, Mr. Speaker. It's time for the members of the House, Republican and Democrat, to come together to address the looming crisis over the debt limit. We are exactly 2 weeks away from the possibility of the United States defaulting on its obligations of not paying its bills. This is not an acceptable outcome. I know that there are some on the other side of the aisle. In fact, I talked to one just this morning who will not vote for anything that raises the debt ceiling. That's unfortunate. Default would result in collapsing markets and skyrocketing interest rates. It would deal a devastating blow to the full faith and credit of the United States. It would throw even more Americans out of work. The bill before us does nothing to prevent that outcome. Slashing Medicare and Social Security while protecting tax cuts for the wealthy is not a responsible solution. I think the American people have made it clear in a poll. They've said to my Republican colleagues, keep your hands off of Medicare and off of Social Security. What my Republican colleagues are trying to do with this legislation is lower the standard of living for our senior citizens. They deserve a hell of a lot better. The fact of the matter is our senior citizens have built this country. They have worked hard to make this country what it is today. They deserve better from this Congress. They should not have to pay to balance this budget because they did not cause this economic crisis. And it is just simply unfair to protect all this corporate welfare, all these tax loopholes to protect corporations with jets and to protect corporations so they don't have to pay taxes and they can incorporate overseas in Bermuda or the Cayman Islands. I mean, it's just wrong. It is wrong to continue these subsidies to big oil that have made billions and billions and billions of dollars. Why aren't they paying their fair share? And, Mr. Speaker, it is just wrong to radically alter the Constitution of the United States of America. We need to focus on jobs. And innovation plus infrastructure plus education equals jobs. We have to invest as well as cut. This bill would slash the investments we need to put people back to work and to grow our economy. It cuts Pell Grants. It would cut education at every level. It would cut monies for roads and bridges. It would cut money that would help this economy grow, that can help put more people back to work so we can start reducing the debt in a responsible way. Mr. Speaker, at the end of this debate, I will ask the House to defeat the previous question. If the previous question is defeated, I will offer an amendment that will ensure that this bill does nothing to impede job increases and economic growth. So a vote in favor of the previous question is a vote to increase unemployment and to threaten our economic recovery. Given the fact that you gave us a closed rule, I don't think it's too much to ask that we have at least some language in here that protects jobs and that would protect the American worker. I ask unanimous consent to insert the text of the amendment in the record along with extraneous materials immediately prior to the vote on the previous question.
Without objection.
I urge my colleagues to vote no on the previous question, reject this closed rule that is unfair, and reject the underlying legislation. I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields back his time. Gentleman